Am I the asshole for walking out after how my in-laws responded to my pregnancy announcement? My issues with my in-laws are a bit more complicated than anything else I've ever dealt with. My sister-in-law has 2 daughters, 5 and 7. I used to babysit for her most of the time. She showed major signs of neglect and lack of love and care for the girls. The girls' dental care, hygiene care was neglected. Education was neglected, and my sister-in-law spent little to no time with the girls. From the way they hugged me, I could tell they weren't getting enough affection and care. The girls are close to my husband, their uncle. He did all he could to help his sister, but he was criticized for being worried about the girls. His sister got involved in troubles. Authorities got involved and the girls were temporarily placed in our custody. My husband wanted to adopt them after his sister was no longer able to care of the girls. My in-laws declined and suggested that we all take turns in caring for the girls and that they belong to their mother. We ended up adopting them. It was an exhausting process. Emotionally, physically, financially draining. My in-laws were mad and called my husband a bad brother. Accused him of awful things, called him a thief. And said that we went after the girls because we can't have children on our own. We went low contact for over a year. Then we made amends. Mother-in-law loves her grandkids and wants to be in their life. Everyone has so far been respectful to me and my husband. His older sister throws comments, but I ignore her. I'm currently pregnant. My husband was thrilled to tell his family. We were invited for dinner. We made the announcement at dinner table. My older sister-in-law smirked and said, "Great," then asked when me and my husband are going to give the girls back to their mom now that we will be having kids on our own. Since this is the reason we took the girls in the first place. Said that I will be too busy with my biological to care for my nieces. I was so mad. The girls were right next to my husband and heard this. I argued with my sister-in-law. Mother-in-law got involved. My husband didn't react at all. I got ready and walked out with the girls while he just kept staring at his sister. They then started arguing. Everyone thought I mishandled it and made it worse. Not the asshole. Looks like it's time to go NC and cut them out completely. Not the asshole. 1. If you adopted the girls, they aren't your nieces. They are your daughters. Get that straight. Adopting relatives is incredibly difficult, so for the court to agree to it, the biological parents had to really mess up. 2. You need to change how you talk about them around the family, if you continue to talk to them at all. They are your daughters in the exact same way that the child you are carrying now is. If they can't accept that, go low to no contact. I'm hung up on this because I am adopted, and it would suck to have my parents say that I'm not the same as my brother who is biologically theirs. 3. If they're going to act like this, it may be time for a timeout from his family. They don't get to treat you all like this because someone else messed up. Not the asshole. What an awful scenario. You're clearly a great mother to them, realizing your SIL comments were horribly inappropriate, and especially so right in front of the girls, and removing them. I don't even understand how they think you mishandled anything. This is so bizarre. Not the asshole. Removing the children from a combative situation was the right thing to do. They don't need to be exposed to adult conflicts, especially those involving them. You did the right thing. What was the right way to handle it according to them? They are traumatizing the girls, making them believe they are not loved anymore. They are making assumptions and not helping. Your baby is none of their business, and they haven't been helpful with the girls either. Not the asshole. Your in-laws are insane. Keep all those kids away from them. Not the asshole. You did a good thing taking in your nieces. Your in-laws are stirring up drama for no reason. Maybe because they feel guilty that they didn't take the children in. Congratulations on the pregnancy. Not the asshole. You were absolutely right to take your children and walk out. Who the hell says that in front of the kids? Not the asshole. First off, congratulations on adding another kiddo to your bunch. I bet the girls are excited. Definitely not the asshole. Keep the girls away from them. Not to get revenge or anything, but because they're toxic and it's your job to protect the girls at all costs. You're their parents. The girls need love and support, and hearing family arguing over them definitely doesn't offer them that. Not the asshole. Removing the girls from the bullshit drama was exactly proper and excellent mothering. Not the asshole. It was your responsibility to remove those girls from that awful situation. To imply that your love for them will diminish in front of them is pure psycho. Edit to add. Congratulations. I hope it all goes smoothly. Everyone sucks here. You should have cut them off ages ago. Why would you think they would be happy over your pregnancy news? Info. Why do you still see these people in the first place? Not the asshole. There's no way you could be, and applause to you for your restraint. I would have drop-kicked my sister in the face if she made those comments in front of my adopted kids. Mishandled and made it worse. How is that even possible? Your daughters needed to hear you get upset. Needed to hear you argue that idea. Seems like there are a lot of posts where someone says something outrageous, and the person who reacts to it gets blowback about how they reacted. There are assholes in this story, but you are not one of them. Not the asshole. Not the asshole. You have 2 children and you are about to have another. Those girls are your children, they are your daughters. They are not toys to be passed around. Please do all you can to assure them they are safe in your care and you will protect them. This may mean you have to go and see with those who think children are something meant to easily give up. There are a lot of blended families, in terms of biological adopted children. Please look into a support group for such families. They may give you some better tools to help. You went low contact for a reason. They just showed you why again. Not the asshole. If anything, removing the kids before it descended into a screaming match was a good call. I hope you managed to clear everything up with the girls. This sounds like a really messy situation and you need to have some distance right now. I would argue maybe permanently for the well-being of the kids. Not the asshole. I myself have adopted my niece, my sister's daughter. I agree it takes a lot to remove a child and many chances are usually given. Whether her problem was staying clean, or just providing a safe envelope for them, they give the mothers tons of time to get it together. Now I am expecting my 3rd bio kid, but we will have 5 kids in the house now. I know my family is going to be negative about it, but I can take care of this baby just like I've been taking care of the other 2 that aren't my bio children. Distance yourself from this family. They sound like hell to deal with. Love those girls and enjoy your pregnancy. By the way, if you did give your nieces back and something happened, it would be on you and you could potentially get in trouble. I would be very careful. Not the asshole. You made it worse. How? By standing up for your children and leaving when someone says that you'll be too busy with your biological child to care for your adopted children? The ceasehole had the audacity to ask when you were giving the children back. You adopted those girls and provided them with care, love, and a stable home. I can't imagine how awful it was for them to hear that they could be given back to a mother who didn't take care of them and that you'd be too busy with your real child to take care of them. These people are toxic and you should never expose your girls to them again. Fuck having any kind of a relationship. They burned that bridge. Not the asshole. They should not be having contact with your nieces. For them to make those comments in front of them is awful. Also, your Mill's initial suggestion of we should all care for them, does she not understand how attachments work? As lovely as that idea would be, it's not realistic. They have shown you what they are like. Listen and don't put the girls and yourself in that situation again. Not the asshole. You and your husband should go no contact. I say this with a heavy heart, but it is apparent that this family does not support any of you. As an aside, kudos to you and your husband for loving those girls and breaking what seems to be a cycle he himself has broke free of. Congratulations on the newest, coming soon, member of your family. Give them back to their mom after taking them in. Like they are some old furniture you shined up. I hate these people. Not the asshole. May you and your immediate family know nothing but love and kindness. Not the asshole. Look, it was to the point that you were able to adopt those girls. That means a monumental amount of abuse was going on. And yes, neglect is abuse. Multiple people intervened to try to help Sil get her act together, but it made no difference. She was given plenty of opportunity. If your in-laws do not respect how you two stepped up, go no contact. They cannot be trusted with children. Any of them. If they are so horrible and toxic, you shouldn't be bringing the children around them. You are re-traumatizing your 2 girls by putting them in these situations. You need to cut it off completely. Think of them instead of family dynamics. Not the asshole. Is there a rule that says you should be polite to people who put you down and scare your adopted children like that? I don't think there is. You are going to have 3 kids to raise, so you will have no time for your in-laws. Not the asshole. Cut them off. Not the asshole. But I would spend most of my time reassuring your nieces that you will still have plenty of time for them rather than spending any more time arguing, or ever visiting, your husband's repugnant family. As an aside, I'm a nanny that's helped with kids welcoming younger siblings. My most successful books for that age of your youngest are Lola Reads to Leo, Lily's Plastic Purse, and The New Baby by Mercer Maya. They're all pretty popular, so you should be able to find them at the library. Not the asshole. Mill and Sil sound like nasty people. What they said in front of your daughters was unforgivable. Not the asshole. If I read this correctly, they said this in front of the kids themselves. That is super messed up. Not the asshole, but you should have kept the girls away from your awful toxic in-laws permanently. Hopefully they won't be permanently scarred by these awful people you let around your sweet girls. Not the asshole, be done with these abusive, trash people. These kids deserve better. Where do idiots like your in-laws get off judging how you handled their truly bad behavior? They have no idea how to behave, they have no right to say anything about anyone else. Not the asshole. She should have zero contact with the kids from now on. Not the asshole. Cut them off. They are very wrong and very abusive to all of you. Doesn't matter if Mill loves her grandkids, you don't do this. Not the asshole. I'm so sorry. They said awful things to you, and in front of the girls? I am not sure they love them as much as you think, because who would ever say, now that you are gonna have your own kids you don't need the others, in front of them? Way to make them feel like no one really cares for them at all. I think going full NC might be best, for you but also for the girls. Not the asshole, but what did you expect? Why would you even put yourself in that position? Said that I will be too busy with my biological to care for my nieces. First, having 3 kids is not that rare. I'm not saying it isn't difficult, as I have no kids, I cannot say. But many people have made it work, including your in-laws. So clearly there's the implication that you won't want to care for your nieces when your biological is born. But if you were willing to take care of them before, especially if you knew you could get pregnant, then clearly you're willing to put in the work for an adopted child. And did your husband's family see how they were neglected before? Edit to add not the asshole. Not the asshole, and it might be time to cut off contact. The part that pissed me off the most was the older sister-in-law smirked and said, "Great. When are they gonna give the girls back?" The audacity you would need to smirk and think that would make me pissed enough to flip over a table. Not the asshole, and I'm glad you argued back at the table. It let the girls see that you care for them and you're willing to fight to protect and keep them. After the neglect from their bio mom, they probably need that reassurance regularly. The family never should have brought this up in front of the girls, but since they did, you 100% did the right thing by letting the girls see you fight for them. Not the asshole, and your husband should stand up more for you and the kids. And keep the contact at minimum with his family. NTA. Time to up the low contact to absolutely zero contact ever again. Obviously not the asshole, but info. When you say everyone thought you mishandled this, do you mean your husband too? Please tell the girls that nothing of what Sil said will become true. Make it clear to them, that you live them and will always love them. So, your husband did nothing? I'm sorry, their father did nothing? You say, maintaining a good relationship for the sake of the girls is a must. No, it's not. Not anymore. You tried to let your in-laws have a relationship with your nieces, and they failed spectacularly. The best thing you can do now for your girls is to protect them from these people. This is worth going full no contact over, and hold to it. As for walking out, it wasn't extreme. You were pushed to an extreme place. Not the asshole. Not the asshole. You are a great mother op. Not the asshole, do yourself, those kids and your future child a favor. Cut those toxic shits out of their lives. Life isn't long enough to purposefully put stress on yourself when you don't have to. Not the asshole. Share custody of the girls? Do they not realize that structure is probably the most important thing for kids that age?